And what is up, everybody? Welcome to the Inland Sports Show on a Wednesday night. We appreciate you tuning in as we go live and amplified here at Teen Vision TV 16 with our director, Johnny Nunez, and another real big juicy show coming your way as we say adios to the high school football season and we move fully into the winter sports season. A little bit later in the show, we have Riverside Poly basketball coach Yancy Dodson, who has been on the Inland Sports Show more than any other guest, so he's going to add to his record tonight. Then we also have Kevin Watson, Arlington boys soccer coach, joining us, and then it's also National Signing Day. We're about to recap it in just a moment, but in our final segment, we will hear from Chaparral running back, and he's a good one, Hunter Roddy. He's taken his talents to the U.S. Army, the West Point Academy. So a lot going on in this show. And as we mentioned, it is National Signing Day. A lot of our big-time high school football players signing early today, and a lot of those scholarships flying out there across the IE. We'll start at Norco High School. That is quarterback Kyle Crum on the left, taking his talents to San Diego State and the Aztecs. And then also running back Jaden Ott to the Cal Golden Bears. To Centennial, Jaden Mickey, DB to Notre Dame. Gabriel Lightfoot to Fresno State. Eric Butler Jr. to San Diego State. Hey, the Aztecs really cleaned up in the IE this year. More on that in a moment. Delaney Crawford, Corona High School. He will be a Virginia Cavalier, the Panthers QB going to the East Coast. San Diego State with another big-time IE star. We're talking about the one and only Chris Johnson, DB from Roosevelt, and his twin sister actually going to UCLA for track. To the Southwestern League, Brandon Rose, quarterback for Murrieta Valley. He is going to the Utah Utes. So we had Hank Bachmeyer go to Boise State, Brandon Rose going to Utah, little quarterback factory down there. Jack Peterson, tight end, Vista Murrieta going to UCLA, and we'll round out some of the photos here. Aquinas Lyman, Junior Tassi on your left, and to his right, Tui Hala. He is going to Dixie State. So Junior going to Hawaii, and Tui going to Dixie State. Two more guys from Aquinas High School taking their talents on to the next level. So those were some of the pictures from National Signing Day. Again, we appreciate it if you tagged us on social media, if you sent us the pictures, if you just simply hit us up and said, hey, Pep, we got some signings today. Really appreciate it. What a special day for all these players, their programs, and especially their families as well, signing scholarships, again, in this early signing period. But don't forget, as we get a little bit closer to February, more scholarships will be signed. There's a lot of players, a lot of great players still out there waiting to make their scholarship decision. In our final segment, again, Hunter Roddy from Chaparral High School, big-time running back for the Pumas, signing with Army West Point. He will join us in the final segment as we will talk more National Signing Day. Well, a lot of these guys will be starring on the college gridiron very, very soon. And we've got a local game here in Southern California in terms of college football bowl games. Let's check out the LA Bowl. In fact, I think it's called the Jimmy Kimmel Los Angeles Bowl. And here it is. It's going to be Utah State taking on Oregon State. A chance to see our guy Chance Nolan, the former quarterback at Paloma Valley High School. He is now the starting quarterback for the Oregon State Beavers. You can check that out, brought to you in part by the Corona Chamber of Commerce, Utah State and Oregon State at SoFi Stadium. That is this Saturday. So if you want to see some great football here in Southern California and our local guy Chance Nolan, former Paloma Valley star quarterback, you can check out the Beavs and the Aggies this Saturday in the Los Angeles Bowl. Should be a good one. All right, let's go from football to football, and you got a little sneak peek as we go into our it's our Big Boost Play of the Week, and we're going to be bringing you a lot more soccer coming up, and here we go with our Big Boost. It's going to come courtesy of Alani Chaple, number 36 for the Ramona Rams, and check out this goal for Chaple. She helped the Rams beat Arroyo Valley 5-0. In fact, Ramona has won 5 of their first 7 games. They had a big one against Riverside Poly earlier today. But what makes this so great is they beat a highly ranked Arroyo Valley team 5-0. And this Ramona program has not had a winning season in girls soccer since the 2006-2007 season. That is 14 years. But they are well on their way, winning 5 of the first 7 matches. Big-time goal there by Alani Chaple as they picked up a big win against a ranked Arroyo Valley squad. So that is our big boost of the week. All right, as we go to basketball now, how about our Ken Sporting Goods must-see game? And it's coming up this Friday. If you want to go inside and get out of the cold, we've got a good one inside the gym at Riverside Poly, the Bears Den, as Riverside Poly will take on the King Wolves. Riverside Poly coming off a trip in 2019 to the Division I Finals. And King also played in a CIF championship game this past spring as they lost to Aquinas in that title game. So two in-town rivals, big-time rivals, great programs who have had a lot of success in recent years. So King versus Riverside Poly, boys hoops. It's the Ken Sporting Goods must-see game coming up this Friday night. Now, we're talking hoops, and this past Sunday, it was UC Riverside picking up a big win against California Baptist in the Crosstown Showdown. We're also talking, though, some Cal State San Bernardino men's basketball. The Coyotes are off to a great start this season. Picked up some good conference wins already in CC2A play. They beat Cal Poly Pomona, which they were ranked at the time. Lost a tough one against Chico State, so the CC2A is going to be tough. But Cal State San Bernardino is going to be right in the hunt in terms of a conference championship and trying to get to the NCAA tournament. Here's Coyotes head coach Andy Newman, a snippet of the full interview that you can find on IEMG TV3.
Well, I think one thing, the biggest thing we did well is we recruited good players, and good players always, make coaches look smart. So they're doing a great job of that right now. So I think our talent is probably the biggest thing that jumps out at people as to why we're having such a strong start to the year. We've got really good players at every position, good players coming off the bench. We've never been this deep with this amount of talent yet, and this is definitely our most talented team we've had here at Cal State San Bernardino up until now.
Man, we got some great college hoops in the Inland Empire this year. Cal State San Bernardino, of course, we've been seeing what CBU's been doing, and UC Riverside's going to be a really fun college basketball season this winter. It's also going to be fun on the high school at Hardwood. We're going to take a break. When we come back, Riverside Poly head coach Yancy Dodson will join us live right here on the Inland Sports Show.
What's going on, guys? This is Ray Bass from Boost Performance Training. You're watching the Inland Sports Show with the one and only Pep Fernandez.
The time is now. The Boost Training Center is open for business and ready to help all the athletes across the Inland Empire. Doesn't matter the age or the sport, if you go to Boost Training with Coach Ray Bass, they're going to make you bigger, faster, stronger. So if you're out there looking to train this offseason, talking about all you football players especially, check out boosttrainingsystems.com. That is the website. You can find a strength and speed class just for you this offseason, so you can be even bigger, better, faster, stronger this upcoming season. Give them a call or text at 951-532-4904 to reserve your spot today. Strength and speed training at Boost Training System. And don't forget, enrollment is open right now for the Bass School. That's Boost Alternative School for student athletes. You can check out what they have to offer at boosttrainingsystems.com. That is the website once again, and you can enroll for the 2021-2022 school year. Again, this is not an online school. This is a private school specifically for 7th and 8th grade boys. Check it out today because space is limited.
let's have a little GOAT talk. Tom Brady, the GOAT, throwing a touchdown pass in overtime to lead the Buccaneers over the Bills 33-27. And now Tom Brady, 700 career touchdown passes. He broke Drew Brees' completion record in the NFL. Like, it was just a historic game. Vintage Tom Brady. Buccaneers win. The whole deal. Just GOAT talk. Yeah, and that's his number one job, right? Like, you can coach your butt off, but unless you have the the Jimmies and the Joes, you need your guys. You need dudes. You need dudes out there on the field, man. You've got it. You can coach and draw up plays all night long, but you still need the guys. You need the top players out there, and that's going to be job number one for Lincoln Riley at USC, is to keep this Southern California talent at home.
And welcome back to the Inland Sports Show, everybody. If you're just joining us, we did a little recap of National Signing Day. A bunch of high school football players signing those scholarships today. But as we transition out of football, we're going right into the basketball season. And one of the best in the IE, you guys already know this, the Riverside Poly Bears. Joining us now live on the show, the head coach of the Bears, Yancy Dodson, who has been on this show, I think, more times than anybody else. But, Coach, I'm going to have to double check that because our good friend Alexander Madison, he's a running back for the Minnesota Vikings from San Bernardino High School. He's done our show quite a bit, but it's either you or Alex. But because you're on the show right now, I'm going to say it's you.
All right, here we go. Yes, I'm going to have to maintain that lead and make sure that Alex is unavailable at particular. Feel free to have us on at the same time.
You know what? Maybe we'll have a show. We'll have both of you guys on the same show, so you can stay neck and neck. But Coach, we were just talking off the air, about going into league play in January. Who is in the Ivy League this year? I haven't even looked yet.
We are in a 15-team rain cross conference, and it's divided into 3 leagues of 5. The Ivy League is going to be us and Rancho Verde, Valley View, Notre Dame, and Orange Vista. It's on a 2-year cycle, so it's the same schools as last year. I think this year is the second of the 2-year cycle, so I think the following year there's going to be both some subtle changes, both in terms of the overall conference as well as the league itself. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Rancho Christian is coming into the conference. So in anticipation of them coming into conference, I'm also sure that they'll probably be in the Ivy League for basketball. So, yeah, the Rain Cross Conference and the Ivy League, as far as boys basketball goes, is going to be pretty exciting.
Yeah, that's already some good basketball right there. Yeah, at Rancho Christian. That'd be amazing. Coach, you're coming off your 4th consecutive Riverside Kiwanis Tournament Championship, and you beat a very good, always tough Roosevelt squad in that championship game, 62-35. What did you like from your Bears in that victory against, again, a very well-coached and very good Roosevelt squad?
I'm a huge fan of Coach Singleton and his program. Just, Coach Singleton as both a coach and a man. He and I are friends off the court, even outside of basketball. And so I know the great job that he does as a coach and how he prepares his team. Once we started bracket play in Kiwanis, they were able to play both their quarterfinal and semifinal game at Poly. So, myself and our players had a chance to see them play and the results that they had. And, they stepped up to the challenge and, they rose to the level of the opponent. And that's a great team. And we played great that night. They presented such a great challenge at both ends of the floor, offensively trying to score on them, as well as what it is they do, defensively. It was just a great team. And I was really proud of our guys for the way they stepped up. We defended really well. We shared the ball offensively. And yeah, we happen to have a really good Division I guard who's going to Rhode Island. He stepped up in a big game with 27, and it was just a great night for the Bears for sure.
So, Coach, you're back in Division I. You're a Division I program. So how important is it for you guys to run into programs like Roosevelt or maybe some of these other, really good teams that maybe prepares you or gives you a look at what the playoffs might look like down the road?
Yeah, yes, we've been in Division I now for, I think, since 2019. I think 2018, we made it to the CIF championship game in Division II AA. And so since then, we've been Division I. And yeah, in 2020, we were able to make it to the Division I championship game. But I think definitely going into the playoffs, you don't want your first round game or any game during the course of the playoffs. You don't want that to be the most difficult opponent you've played. You really want to try to challenge yourself during the course of the regular season, knowing that when you play in the regular season, there's always a next game. Whether it's a non-conference game or a tournament game or a league game, you know that there's another game the next night. But once you get into the playoffs, when it's a one and done situation, you don't want for your playoff opponent to be the toughest team that you've played, all year long. You want to prepare yourself during the course of the regular season to play that caliber of opponent. With us being in Division I, playing the types of teams that we played, Gardena Serra and Damien and Roosevelt. Those teams will prepare us for the playoffs and for league competition, as well as we are in the Damien tournament after Christmas, and we are in the Platinum Division. We're in the top division. And so, yes, all that it will prepare us. And those are the kind of games, when, you work as hard at, as we do, and the guys have to put up with me and, and how I am as a coach, and very demanding, those are the kind of games that you want to participate in and play. And those are the ones that are, making memories and challenging ourselves. And, once they graduate, even now, me having been out of high school for as long as I have, whenever I get together with friends, we talk about, you remember that game when we played so-and-so, not, remember when we blew out that team by 50.
Yeah.
It's the tough, challenging games that prepare us on the court and, make for lasting memories once your high school career is done.
Well, with that said, Coach, what's it with you guys and Damien? Like, you guys always have these battles. They're always close games. I remember the high-scoring, crazy playoff game. Like, you guys and Damien always get together and instant classics.
Yeah, I mean, just the history of the two programs and the two coaches. Coach LeDuc is someone I very much consider my mentor. We run a lot of the similar things. We're very familiar with each other. In 2020, we played in the CIF semis, and then however many days it was, 10 days later, we played, the greatest game ever played, 129, 124, 6 overtime game. And and then playing again in the championship game of the Sunny Hills tournament. Yes, we played each other 3 times in the last, 17, 18 months. And, I played for Coach LeDuc when I was in high school. I played on an all-star team that went to Taiwan and Korea that he coached between my sophomore and junior years. I was also his assistant at Glendora for 3 years. I think next Wednesday, should he win the games that he probably will over the next week, he will have 999 wins going into the game next Wednesday. And next Wednesday, that game is at Glendora or against Glendora. So, the irony for Coach LeDuc, hopefully getting his 1,000th win against the school where he got a majority of those 1,000 wins. That'll be fun. But the two programs and the playoff history that we've had and the big game a couple of weeks ago, we're very familiar with each other for sure.
Man, that's wild. That's probably not by accident that somehow Coach LeDuc, number 1,000, could come against Glendora next week. But Coach, you touched on it that you guys went to the finals in 2020, the D1 finals against Windward in 2020. Right now, you guys are ranked 13th in the Division I CIF Southern Section poll. Is it way too early to be looking at that poll and the other teams that are also ranked? Do you keep an eye on that?
Oh, it's way too early. It's way too early to look at those kinds of things. And the bottom line is, it doesn't matter to me and to us, the draw that we have once we get into the playoffs. I always feel the same way. I know that there are, coaches and programs who feel like they may have gotten, a bad draw, or why are we playing this team in the first round, or so-and-so has an easier draw than us, or wherever you are in the rankings. But I always feel the same way that, no matter, who gets what kind of draw, I always feel like the team that got the toughest draw is the team that has to play us. That we're going to do the best we can to prepare ourselves, and we're going to battle as tough as we possibly can. And even though there's 32 teams in the bracket, you only play a maximum of 5. So again, we do the best we can to prepare ourselves. And if you're playing a really tough first round opponent, hopefully we prepared ourselves during the course of the regular season, for that very thing. But yeah, we always feel like the team that we play, is going to have the toughest draw of everybody in the bracket.
Well, Coach, coming up this Friday, you got King. It's our Ken Sporting Goods must-see game. This is great for local basketball, right? When Poly and King are both good and they get to play each other. This is good.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Poly, King, no matter what the sport, you can throw records out the window, that just because the proximity of the two schools, the kids socially interact with one another because of the proximity. They've known each other ever since they were, little kids and playing sports. And like I said, just in social circles, and just the Poly King rivalry is always a good one. Yes, a couple of years ago, we had success getting to the CIF championship game in 2020. King themselves got to the CIF championship game last year. And so the recent history of the two programs, it ought to make for a fun Friday night. I have the utmost respect for Coach Dietz. Again, he is someone who, even outside of basketball, I consider a very good friend. His assistant coach, Mark Vanta, is someone who played for me at Poly. He was also my assistant and was also the head coach at Poly. So again, the basketball and non-basketball ties are there. But, whenever Poly and King get together, you can throw records out the window, even though, ironically, I think both of us sit 9-1.
Yeah.
So, it's going to make for a good, encore game for sure. Looking forward to it.
At the Bears Den Friday night. Coach, let's end on this. I wanted to ask you this because we just saw Steph Curry break the all-time three-point record in the NBA, and former Riverside Poly Bear Reggie Miller, now he's third on the three-point list. But, a player can put up thousands of shots in the gym, and they can work on their shot. They can become a better shooter. But when you're talking about a guy like Reggie Miller or Steph Curry or Ray Allen, do you feel like there's just something like innate, just born in them, that they're just wired that way? Like, do you think they're just born differently, or do you think you can actually practice and practice and practice to become a shooter like that?
I think when you're talking about those three in particular, it's probably a combination of both. They do have this, innate ability to be able to shoot the ball, and yet you can't shoot like that unless you put in rep after rep after rep, which I'm sure those guys have done in the unseen hours. I mean, even, when you're shooting from the three-point line, a really good three-point shooter is someone who's considered, someone who shoots around 40%. So you're talking about someone who misses 60% of their shots. And, so you can imagine the number of reps that they have put in. But, I think those three in particular have a God-given gift to be able to shoot the ball. Yet on top of that, they have to have an insatiable work ethic to be able to make as many threes as they did. I remember, I think it was 2015 where Reggie came back to Poly and came to one of our shoot-arounds, and he spoke with the guys and he shot around. And I watched him. I think at the time he was 51. And I watched him make 35 consecutive threes. It was just wild. I mean, with no warm-up, he just stepped out there. And, the high school line is 19 feet, 9 inches. And so the NBA line is 23 feet or whatever it might be. So on our court, he's shooting 3 and 4 feet behind the high school line. But for him, it's right up on the line. And it was just wild to see him at 51 years old just hit 31 straight. And he played horse against a number of our kids, and there wasn't a single player who could put a letter on him. Nobody gave him a single letter. Man. But so you can imagine him in his prime, doing what it is that he was doing. And to see, Ray Allen do what he did, and then Steph Curry do what he did last night, those guys are just some phenomenal shooters.
Man, unbelievable. Coach Dodson, listen, we got to run, but I always appreciate the time. And again, a big one Friday night at Poly against King. Go check it out. Coach Yancy Dodson of the Riverside Poly Bears. Thank you so much, Coach. I really appreciate it.
Appreciate you, Pep. Help me keep that lead. Again, the most appearances. Appreciate you, man.
You got it. I'm in your corner. You got it. That's Yancy Dodson, head coach of the Bears here on the Inland Sports Show. We'll take a quick commercial break. When we come back, some soccer. Arlington head coach Kevin Watson will join us live on the Inland Sports Show. Hey, thank you so much, Coach. I appreciate it.
96.7 KCal Rocks. What's up? It's Patrick and 40.
Hey, man, you're watching the Inland Sports Show right here.
Make sure you check out Pep, man. It's Inland Sports with Pep, but he's on every Monday and Thursday morning with Sports with Pep, man.
You guys rock.
What up, y'all? Boostman here. Going to break you off with a quick 2 cent. Parents, here are 3 reasons why you need to enroll your athlete into a strength conditioning program as the new year approaches. 1, to relieve them of all the repetitive motions of their sport. 2, to become bigger, stronger, and faster and a better overall athlete. And 3, to develop a relentless work ethic.
I would say the one thing that we stress more than anything else is service to our customer. Make sure that they're taking care of whatever you can do to make sure that that order gets to them on time and it's the right quality and what they want. I've been that way since 1976. That was my goal, to reach out to local sports programs, and it's grown from there, and we've been very, very fortunate. My grandson is right over here. He's working for us, and he's going to college right now, and that's exactly what my son did 20-some years ago, and it keeps on going, you know. We have customers that come in the store that it's amazing. People that I haven't been here since I was a little kid, and I used to come in here all the time. And then now I'm bringing my son in here, or a grandpa that's bringing his grandson in here that came in here when we first opened back in '76. We just feel so fortunate to have been a part of this community and this Inland Empire for going into our 44th year now, and it's just been a blessing.
And welcome back to the Inland Sports Show. Big thanks to Yancy Dodson at Riverside Poly High School. Now we're talking some soccer here on the show. We go live with the head coach of the Arlington Lions boys soccer program. It is Kevin Watson, and he's got some help. I think he's got some Santa's little helpers with him as well. Coach Watson, you picked up a big win against Vista Del Lago this afternoon, and then you race home and you get to hang out with the kiddos. Man, what a great day.
No, yeah, it's awesome. All my kids are in their Christmas PJs. And they want some spotlight. So they're like, oh, show me. So they got matching PJs. They're loving life.
That is awesome.
She's like, oh.
So you had a match today. You beat Vista Del Lago 2-0. Then you race home and you're like, hey, we're gonna do the Christmas thing. We might go see some lights. We're gonna go out to dinner. I mean, dude, you still have a busy night.
I do, and I got to go pick up Ono because that was the request.
Oh, for dinner.
That's like in 10, 15 minutes. We're getting the family pack. I highly recommend it. It's good. So, and the kids love it, which is easy.
Well, Coach, right now, as we do this interview, you guys are number 1 in Division III in the CIF Southern Section rankings. With that comes a lot of responsibility, I guess you could say, right? Because a lot of teams are going to be looking at you guys as the team to beat right now.
Yeah, we preach it. We've kind of known, ever since, once you get that target on your back, it just becomes larger and larger and larger. And I think, we're kind of finding ourselves and understanding that, that every team we play, we feel like we're going to get their best game, which is expected when you're ranked that high. I hate looking at the rankings so early in the year That's more for the young, the boys and the social media. But I think it's a testament to the guys. So, I mean, it's great. But at the same time, I'm only worried about the last one. So I'm just going to take it day by day.
And you're coming off a tournament title at Citrus Hill. What did you like about the Lions? What did you like about your program, your team, your side in that tournament championship?
You know what? It's kind of, there's a lot of unknowns. I mean, we're extremely young. We start anywhere from 8 to 9 sophomores. So during COVID, we tested out these what at the time were freshmen, and so this was like our first competition with this group, because last year we didn't have any tournament play. So I didn't know what to expect. And our young guys and a mixture of our returners, they really showed themselves. I mean, we made it very entertaining in the semifinals and the finals, especially being up 2-0 versus Valley View in the finals and then conceding 2 in the last 5 minutes. But the fans loved it. Penalty kicks, emotions, running, screaming, celebrating. It was a lot of fun. But I think it was a great start to the season, and allowed our young boys to. It's a little different than their normal setting in their club environment. They playing for the school, and there's a lot of excitement, a lot of passion. So it was a lot of fun.
So that must be exciting that you already off to a great start. You're the number 1 team in Division III, and this is a young group that's still kind of learning as they go, it sounds like. So it sounds like you guys could be even better by the end of the season.
Yeah, I mean, that's the hope. I mean, we really just got to, again, just kind of continue, on our team culture and, some of the things that we're really trying to hit in regards to, our philosophy on game day, and really just trying to mature too, because we are young, like I said, but we don't want to use that as an excuse either. We're very talented, and we want to, again, put a season together for our senior class, and that's always the most important thing.
Well, Coach, you know what? You won a D2 championship in 2019, and then the baseball team gets to a CIF Southern Section Championship game, and then the football team actually won a CIF Southern Section Championship just a couple of weeks ago. What's going on at Arlington? Everybody's winning right now for the Lions.
We're the hidden gem. I try to tell everybody, I'm like, man, everybody just discredits Arlington, and we just continue to kind of find our ways in good moments. And, baseball did amazing last year during, the COVID year. And I wish, it was more, during this time so we could celebrate more than football. I mean, what a fairy tale. Like it sounds like a movie, and I've really, really enjoyed, having Kevin join the staff and his coaching staff. It's been a really, really good atmosphere on campus. I always say, like, when you got your football, baseball, your big sports doing well, it trickles down to the whole, school culture. And I feel it right now. And everybody, when everybody starts to win, everybody wants to feel the same thing. So I feel like the other sports are, just striving just as hard. And it's been great. I've really, really enjoyed, especially, being an alum and, seeing, football and baseball do so well. So I'm telling them, all right, now it's our turn.
Yeah, it is. It is your guys' turn. Well, Coach, listen, who am I to keep you locked up at home? Listen, I know you got Ono, you got Christmas lights, you got Christmas music still to go tonight. I appreciate your time. Can we see the family one more time? Can you swing the camera over just to see?
Let's see. They're all over the place
the Watson
right now.
living room, real quick.
Look at. There's
the gamer.
There's one. There's the gamer. Here's my beautiful. There's the other one.
Hey.
And I don't know if I can find my little one. She's wild. She is absolutely wild. So she's probably bugging my wife.
Well, listen, I know they're probably all starving at this point, waiting for you to get home from the soccer match, and you got the big time interview on the Inland Sports Show. So, Coach, listen, I'll let you run. I appreciate the time, and let's do this again a little bit down the road.
No, absolutely, Pat. You're the man. Hey, Merry Christmas, and enjoy the time with your family.
Yes, sir. You too.
Appreciate
Merry Christmas. That is Kevin Watson, head soccer coach for the Arlington Lions here on the Inland Sports Show. We're going to take another quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll talk more about signing day for some of our top high school football players. We'll be right back on the Inland Sports Show.
We are the IE. We work hard. In fact, that's the way we like it. We wake up early, we stay up late to get the job done right. That blue-collar, hard-working mentality is the same reason we have so many successful teams and coaches and athletes in the Inland Empire. We never give up. We are a resilient bunch in the IE. Everything we have, we've earned. No excuses. It's this determined attitude is what powers our small businesses, and that's how championships are won. The Inland Sports Team is looking to team up with other like-minded small businesses in the IE. Together, we can grow. We can be bigger and better. If it was easy, everyone would do it. But we're not looking for easy, just looking for an opportunity. Joining the Inland Sports Team could be the opportunity that you've been looking for. The number one sporting goods store in the Inland Empire is Ken's Sporting Goods in Norco. Whether you need new uniforms for the entire team, a Letterman's jacket, or new cleats for the upcoming season, check out Ken's Sporting Goods. Plus, now you can order masks with your favorite team, school, business, and more. Order for your entire team or organization. Visit kensportinggoods.com for more information and for the latest on the big sales. Make sure to follow Ken's Sporting Goods on Instagram and Twitter. So if you need team uniforms or sports gear, there's only one place to go in the Inland Empire. That's Ken's Sporting Goods.
And welcome back to the Inland Sports Show, everybody. A big thanks to Kevin Watson. You just saw him, the Arlington boys soccer coach, running out with the family, getting dinner, doing the Christmas lights thing. It's a very busy night across the Inland Empire. And it was a very busy day for our top high school football players in the IE, National Signing Day. Next up, let's go down to Temecula, Chaparral High School stud running back Hunter Roddy. And Hunter, man, you signed with Army, the West Point Academy. Congratulations. Signing with Army, going to West Point. Has this always been the dream? How long have you wanted this?
Pep, I've been wanting this since 6th grade. This has always been a dream of mine. I've been watching other athletes, like Hank Bachmeyer, who went off to Boise State. I watched him. And watched all these other great athletes just go and play college, and that's just been my dream.
Hunter, do you come from a military family? Like, what was it about Army?
Well, when they offered me, it came as a shock because most of my family members, my grandparents, most of them served in the Navy. And so, a little bit of a shock. But once I visited there, I loved how the coaches treated their players, how the players treated the coaches, and just the environment was spectacular. And as soon as I got there, I knew that was my home.
Well, we know Army versus Navy is a vicious rivalry, man. It's one of the best in all of college football. In fact, we just had the Army-Navy game. So I'm just curious, your family, on the Navy side, what did they think about Army? Were they like, whoa, hold on, Hunter, have you checked out the Navy? Why don't you think about the Navy first?
For sure that as soon as I got offered from Navy, they were like, oh, you have to go there. But after I committed to Army, they were very supportive, and even a lot of friends, parents have switched over to Army to help support me. So I'm very grateful for that.
That's awesome. And Hunter, academically speaking, West Point is the best of the best of the best of the best. What does it mean to you and your family as well to be accepted to West Point? Because, like I said, it's a small percentage of the folks out there that can actually, make it to West Point.
It's a huge blessing, and in the sense of, like you said, not a whole lot of people make it. And, I like to thank my parents because they've always pushed me, and they're teachers. So they always made sure I had good grades, and, school comes first and then football second. So.
Well, Hunter, do you see yourself as a running back at the next level? Have they talked to you about, how they might want to use you, on the Army football team? Or do you feel like, hey, I'm a running back through and through, that's what I am? Or are you open to whatever they want to, maybe use you on the football field for?
I'm always open to help support the team. But, I definitely want to be a running back, and that's what they plan on using me for. But I let them know, hey, if you need me for anything else, I'll do it.
Well, Hunter, now that we've had signing day, what's the feeling around the Roddy household? Is it a sense of relief, excitement? Like now you can put it behind you, right? You know what the future's going to look like for you, and you were able to sign it today, and just, I don't want to say get it over with, because it's an exciting day and you want to celebrate that moment, but at least you know what the future holds for you now, as opposed to maybe being in limbo a couple weeks or months ago.
Oh yeah, this household was very excited. All the grandparents, other family members were all excited, and it was kind of cool just to celebrate with my friends, coaches, and like I said, my family members were there. It was it's just an amazing feeling right now.
So Hunter, what's next? Do you wait for your assignment? Do you go off to boot camp? Like, what's next once you finish at Chaparral? What would be the next move for you?
Well, late June, I go off to boot camp, and that's for about 3 weeks. And then once I get pulled from there, I go off to summer camp and start my football career.
Are you looking forward to that? I mean, balancing between, being a soldier, being a student, being a football player, like you're gonna be wearing a lot of different hats, I guess, in the future.
Yeah, I'm actually very excited for it. A lot of people thought, it could be scary, but I always love pushing myself. I always like to challenge myself, and I'm very excited to see how well, I do in these next couple months.
Well, Hunter, enjoy your last couple months of high school before you move off. And listen, we're very excited here on the Inland Sports Show for you to sign with Army. That's such a big deal to go to West Point. And congratulations to you and your family, Coach Raymer, like everyone who kind of poured into you to get you to this point. So congratulations, Hunter.
Thank you, Pat. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. You got it, man. That's Hunter Roddy, Chaparral High School star running back, signing with Army this afternoon on signing day. And again, I've told you, a bunch of high school football players from across the Inland Empire signing their scholarships this morning and this afternoon. So congratulations to Hunter and all the guys out there for signing. One more note before we leave you. Senior writer Daryl Trujillo working on a story about former UC Riverside golfer Savannah Valabi. In fact, Savannah's actually been on the show before. She just qualified for the LPGA Tour. So very big news there. So look for that story on the Inland Sports website. Big shout out to our director, Johnny Nunez, here at Teen Vision TV 16. My name is Pep Fernandez. God bless you. Stay safe out there. We'll see you next Wednesday on another edition of your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show.